Hi, hello. So I've been overthinking again, and I want to talk about it. I think the reason I've been so indecisive on the future that I actually want is because I have no definition as to what life actually is. I have no definition as to what I believe my philosophy is. Like, if someone was to ask me, what do I think the purpose of living is? What do I think the purpose of us being here is? I would have no clear definition as to how I define life and how I define philosophy. And I heard someone say the other day that philosophy is just reminding ourselves of truths that we have forgotten about. That's all philosophy is. That it's just the simple reminder of things we have forgotten about. And let me look up the actual definition of philosophy, because the philosophy you believe is actively what will shape your decisions. Like, if you're a very stoic person where you're like, it is what it is, you're more likely to put yourself through very hard things because, pain isn't seen as bad to you. If you're very positive and optimistic and you place love at the center point of your life, then obviously you're going to focus the most on things that bring you happiness and the things you love and focusing on them. And I don't really think there's one correct philosophy for how you should live your life, but it's just whatever you value the most and whatever you hold at the center point of your viewpoint on life, your mindset on life, why you think we're here, and the philosophy you carry is going to massively, massively impact your decisions. So, philosophy, by definition, is the study of fundamental questions about existence, knowledge, and the nature of reality. Philosophy is about truth, knowledge, reality, mind, free will, cause and effect, and ethics. So these multiple things, how you define each of those things, boils down to your philosophy. And the word philosophy comes from the Greek word philosophos, which means lover of wisdom. It's basically whatever ideas, beliefs, and truths you hold at the center point of your life are what's going to shape everything that you do. And like I said, there's no one right way of living it, but I think that the key to stopping overthinking is going to be defining your philosophy and creating rules for your life. And if you follow those rules that you create for yourself and you define your values very, very closely, you're going to succeed in anything you do. And there was a story that one of my old therapists told me where he said he was quite possibly in the lowest point of his entire life. He was in the trenches, let's say, and he didn't see a purpose of existence anymore. He didn't understand why he was alive. He didn't understand why we were here. And he was living with this farmer at the time. And this farmer took him out on the field in the middle of winter. He's like, get up, we're going out. It's like 5 a.m. It's freezing. And all he has on is his little jacket that he grabbed. And they go and they stand looking out over the snow-covered fields. And he turns to him and he said, you need to create rules for your life. And he said, what do you mean by that? He said, come up with your top 3 rules. And these rules can be anything you want them to be. But these rules have to be rules that you hold for yourself for the rest of your life. And he said, the reason I brought you out here in the cold is because I need you to think of the first things that roll off your head. You can't think about it too much. You just have to name the first 3 things that come to your mind when I say list the rules you wish to have for your life. And he told me this because he could kind of see I was going through it, right? He could kind of see that I was going through it, where I didn't have my values defined. And values are beliefs that guide how people act and make decisions. They're the beliefs and principles that you believe are important in the way that you live and work. They determine your priorities. They guide your decisions and the way you act towards others. There's many different ways to live life. Especially on this channel, I try to include a variety of viewpoints whenever I'm discussing a topic because there is no one right way to look at life. It's more about what are the top 3 things that you value, and that's going to shape everything. Because for me, the 3 things that I hold at the center point of my life are love, respect, and dedication. Those are the 3 things that I live and breathe with everything I do. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because there's probably a lot of people out there that are like me, that are overthinking, confused about what to do with their life, confused about why they're here, confused about their purpose. And if you're able to define what your values are, the 3 things that you hold near and dear to your heart that are the most important things in the world to you, you're able to find the North Stars that are going to guide you. because I don't want to sit here and be a philosophical authority figure and tell you this is how you should think and this is how you should be and this is how you should live your life, because that's stupid. That's stupid to think that there's one correct viewpoint for all human beings on this planet, because you know how each and every single one of us is very, very different. We really are. And like I said, I've been having a really hard time figuring out what to do with my life. Like you can even see over there, I made a whole fig tree and I made a video about my fig tree, which I'll share with you guys in a little bit. But there's so much I want to do with my life, and there's so many different paths I can go down right now. And there's so many different branches that I can become. And I don't know which one is going to be quote unquote the best. I don't know what I should do with my life. I'm not sure if I should choose a life that's full of grit and dedication, or if I should choose a life that's more artistic and peaceful. I'm not sure. And I was thinking the other night, and I was like, I need to redefine my values, because maybe since the last time I talked to my counselor and he told me, you need to make up 3 rules for your life, 3 values that you follow for the rest of your life. And so people on the other end of this screen, what are the 3 values that you hold in your life? And rapid fire it. Don't think about it at all. Just the 3 words that come to your mind when you think, what do I value the most in this life? And those are the 3 things that you need to carry with you throughout everything. And because all humans are so unique, and because each and every one of us values different things, we need to listen to ourselves. And we need to listen to ourselves, because what we value is what is going to guide us in this life. Like for other people, they might value hard work as the highest thing in their life. Like someone else might value responsibility or courage or ambition as their highest truth, as their highest value. Honesty might be something that they hold in high regards. Generosity, compassion, all of these things are core values that you hold within you, and they will serve as your guidepost and your North Star. And you have to define that for yourself. Because like I've said in quite literally everything I've ever told you guys, you have to listen to yourself. And so I don't want to stand here as an authority figure telling you what to do with your life. I want you to listen to yourself and what feels correct to you. So you have to find those 3 values and carry them with you throughout everything. But for me, I was thinking about it. I was like, recently, I haven't been holding love, respect, and dedication at the centermost of my life. I've been creating a life that centers around courage and hard work and ambition, like being a go-getter, doing crazy things, doing things that are really hard, like living this like crazy life so that I can prove that I'm a very, very dedicated and hardworking individual. But I'm like, that's not what I value highest. Like I don't value courage and ambition and craziness and achieving crazy things at the top of my list. You know what's at the top of my list? At the top of my list is love. At the top of my list is love. And I have always said this my whole life. Even before my counselor told me that story, I have always placed love at the center point of my life. And I've used it as something that has guided me. Like, what is that one line in that poem, Wild Geese by Mary Oliver? She says, you have to let the soft creature of your body love what it loves. And I love that line. I love that line so much because it is really true. At least for me, it's incredibly true that whenever I have just allowed my heart and body and mind to love what it loves and let that lead me throughout life, I cannot tell you the amount of doors that have opened for me, the amount of miracles that have worked out, the amount of abundance that has flowed into my life when I focused on love. And you're probably looking at me and you're like, well, what the hell is love, Bailey? What the hell is that? And love, by definition, is just a strong feeling of affection or attachment. It's an intense feeling of deep affection. It's something that you like or enjoy very much, which isn't the safest way to live life because I don't always love doing my laundry, and I don't always love eating healthy, and I don't always love taking care of my body or love doing my taxes. But they're things I have to do to, keep my life functioning, correct? But I always make sure I come back to love, that I feel love with everything I do, that if I find something I do love, I don't let go of it unless it's time to let go of it. I keep things in my life. I make sure that there's always love in my life, in any form, baby. Honey. Yeah. I love this thing. I love this thing so much. Because personally for me, I think a life centered around love is a good one. I once heard that love is the highest form of hope we have, and to love is a rebellion in a world that teaches you to hate. And for me, love is the greatest thing we do as human beings. To love other human beings, to love anything, to love ourselves. Love is like the greatest feeling in the whole world. And so when I die, I want to make sure that my life is full of love, so I have to live full of love. But yeah, but this whole video, to sum it up, to make long story short, I've been overthinking a lot recently. The way you stop overthinking is you redefine your 3 top values. Don't overthink them. Just name off the 3 things you value the most in the world, and then let those 3 things make your decisions for you. And I guarantee you'll feel very good in your decision making. It'll help you stop overthinking, and it'll help define what is important to you in this life. So yeah, fun times. Love you guys.